On today's episode of Articulated Ninja. What is going on, everybody? Articulated Ninja here, and today we have a really nice surprise from Loose Collector and Executive Replicas. Everybody's asking me about the Great Wolves now that some content creators are starting to get those Great Wolves in hands. Everyone wants to know when I'm going to get mines and do a review on it, considering my Veteran Williams video got 45k views, and y'all know how much I love my animals. I promise I will eventually get those Great Wolves in hand, and we're gonna take a look at them. But today we are taking a look at one of the 3 most recent beautiful women to be released in a line, La Muerta. So will she be able to stand? Did they fix the heel issues? How's the quality on her just overall, paint apps, etc.? And shout out to Loose Collector for not being sensitive and sending this my way, knowing that if it is messed up or if this figure cannot stand, I'm going to call it out the way that I have before in the past.
He ain't lying.
Alright, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out D-ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo.
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at?
Mami, ¿qué más? Hay algo en ti que me tiene mal. Una belleza que me quema. Cuando vaya, la nota me estalla. Mami, ¿qué más? Hay algo en ti que me tiene mal. Sé que anda puesta para el problema. Dale guaya, que yo te doy falla, falla. Deja que los cuerpos hablen, no hace falta más. Si ya muy bien tú sabes lo que iba a pasar. Tú me pones la mente a volar. Quiero sobrepasar los límites de tu figura, bajar por tu cuerpo y llevarte a las alturas. Tenerte sería una experiencia religiosa.
Alright, let's start from the bottom and work our way up. I just want to say I love these boots. I want to buy these boots for my women to wear for me. These things are nice, but the detail and the paint apps on them are really nice. I love that all the buckles are individually painted, as well as with the pin. I love the steel toe on the front. I like the silver. I have no complaints here when it comes to the boots. You can see the stitching in the back and everything looks really nice. Then we move up to this midway section. We could call this the section of curvature. This is the curvature section. Damn. I don't really need to say much. She's Hispanic. She got some beautiful curves. I love it. This is nice. And the belt is really nice. You can see the sculpting of the stitch marks in certain areas, as well as small applied silver buttons and just little accents on it in certain places. I think look really good. This is the area I was worried about the most, is the face, because of how fine in detail this face paint needed to be with the small black paint marks, and I think it came out really sharp. Honestly, I was expecting it to be fuzzy and stuff around her mouth, but you guys can see clear as day how sharp and detailed all of the paint on her face is. Her eyes, her eyebrows, her lipstick, the marks coming up from her mouth. It really represents that whole Day of the Dead traditional and culture look. They really captured that really well here, man. So I'm glad that there's no fuzzy paint on her face, but if you also look at the markings on her chest, I'm sure y'all was looking at her chest anyway. Naughty. But if we pay attention to the detail on her chest, you guys can see how sharp the skeleton bones actually came out. They came out really nice and really sharp. I'm glad that there's no real big fuzzy lines, or I have small little markings in certain areas, but no big deal to me. Overall, everything is really sharp. She is the most articulated female in the line so far, because she is the first release to have double jointed elbows. Now, I believe we are getting more in the future that do, but she's the first one, I'm pretty sure, to have the double jointed elbows. And as you guys can see, everything is pinless here, so it looks seamless, it looks nice, but it still maintains a lot of functionality, still has great articulation. Yes, she has a thigh swivel, boot swivel, she has it all except for a waist swivel, which I think she needs, and butterfly joints. Now, even without her having butterfly joints, I can get her aiming down the scope. I can get her into all the gun poses that I want. But considering each of these figures are around 60, 70 bucks, I definitely do think they would make the customer even more happy than they already do if they included this updated articulation, because around that price, we're now talking about import prices of import figures. So I know that this is niche. I know that this is not a big company. I'm not a fan of the price, but it's easy for me to look past considering what they do offer and how unique their sculpts and their figures actually are. No one else has given us females like this, especially this curvy. And like I said, even without the butterfly joints, you guys can see all the poses I'm able to get her into here. Any stabbing pose I want, any shooting pose I want, I could get her into a meditation pose if I want to, because the swivel on her thighs and her boots, everything is really good here in terms of articulation. In terms of accessories, she comes with 14 accessories. All of them are sculpted really nice, but as you guys can see, not much paint apps, and the few comic panels that I did look up of her, a lot of the stuff she uses is black, so it does make sense. Quality feels really strong. Besides the belt is soft and bendable, but the weapons, the knife, this knife is really detailed. I like that it has the gold on it where it does, and everything else is just blacked out. Same with the guns, but the guns are a nice, stiff, rigid quality. Doesn't feel like it's gonna break easily. None of the weapons here are soft and gummy like Hasbro products. This feels more along the lines of, or comparable to, the Valiverse Action Force guns, which are great quality. This feels more along the lines of, you know what, before I even say that, before I even make that comparison, give me a second.
Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure before I even made the comparison, but yeah, this reminds me of the Valiverse guns. So they're not soft and gummy, but they're not so hard that they're fragile or brittle, or they feel like they're gonna break easily. I stomped this thing out like we was jumping somebody, and it did not break, so I'm happy with that. Like, so this thing is actually good. I know my drop tests they're painful for some people to watch, but sometimes it's just necessary, especially before you say certain things. So I just wanted to make sure. And I did drop test some of the other ones too, so this applies to all of them. All of them are strong as shit. I really like this. And as far as size comparisons go, first we'll put her up with some G.I. Joe Classified, and then we'll move on to SH Figure Arts, as well as some Mafex figures, and then some Valiverse Action Force figures, as well as the Bro Toys God of War and the Loose Collector Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Hyde. Guy's so big he doesn't even fit in a shot, as well as I like her aesthetic here with this Marvel Legends. They look nice. I should try to head swap at some point. Then we got her next to my curvy Cyber Girl and my Kit Bass Ghost in the Shell figure, and then of course I would assume the most important size comparison is with all my other loose collector females. I really like that even though all these women are in different universes, they all scale really well with each other. So here she is next to majority of the previously released females from loose collector, and then of course we gotta have her next to the only badass in my collection brave enough to try to touch those cheeks. Alright, look, I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, we need more representation. Oh my god, another black or Hispanic character. No, not really. So it's not my Hispanic or black bias coming into play here. But this is unique. How often do we get a Hispanic female character representing an entire holiday or culture with the whole Day of the Dead thing and everything going on? Like, how often do we get that? Even her name is Spanish. That's pretty cool. I can't lie, that's pretty cool. We get another character at their genuine core origin that's Hispanic or black. That's awesome. This isn't a part of some woke agenda to swap it. No, like she originally is this Hispanic character. This is cool. I think she's Mexican. I don't know. I'm Puerto Rican and black, but I am excited to have another Hispanic character to add to my native warrior shelf. I'm happy about this, and I'm never the guy that needs representation at all. Seriously, me and my friends are looking at the Autobots, and I see myself in Optimus Prime, and you know, I feel like I'm being represented, my morals and values, through these metal robots. So like I said, I don't don't care about the skin complexion, but it is also cool when it happens, man. I feel like as long as it's natural and not forced, I think that's awesome. I don't know anything about her really, but I feel like from what I quickly looked up just to see the artwork, I feel like they represented it really, really well, from the figure to the accessories. I think it looks really, really cool, man. She's like a female Frank Castle. Her family didn't do anything wrong and they got murdered by the cartel, so she goes out there as an army veteran, recently returned home from Afghanistan, and she takes down the entire cartel or just the criminal underworld in general by herself. That's badass. I think it's pretty cool. I only care about cool looking action figures, and to me, she is a cool ass looking action figure. What I will say as far as negatives are concerned, I always wish the price could be a little bit cheaper for these figures, but I do understand their niche for a target audience and it's a small company, so I get it. I wish she had butterfly joints, wish she had a waist swivel, but I think the biggest thing that I wish is that she had an alternative head, especially at that price. I wish she came with a head that did represent her ethnicity, the same way the she figure came with a head that was fully painted and one not painted at all. I just feel like it's such a missed opportunity that really would have made this figure shine, especially for its roots. It would have taken it over the top. So everything else is just small little nitpicks to me. Overall, the figure's great. It stands amazing, but it doesn't have heels. She's wearing military boots or just boots in general. So this was an easy stand. Shout out to Loose Collector for sending this my way, knowing that I could have brought up some issues the way that I have before in the past when it came to one of their figures. This is really nice. And as far as the heels are concerned, don't worry. Don't worry. We will be specifically checking the heels on one of the new Loose Collector figures very, very soon. But once again, I can't say it enough, man. Shout out to Dave over at Loose Collector, because majority of these companies only send their products to the PG kindergarten safe channels that they know most likely won't bring up any issues or real talking points or negatives when it comes to their products. So any company that is willing to send their product to someone that has been critical of them before in the past, hats off. I got respect for that. You clearly believe in your product. And in this case, not only was she a nice sticky, I had no QC issues, paint, everything is just great here. I really did enjoy this a lot. Shout out to all of my channel members. Link in the description if you want to join the channel, get access to tons of private videos, lives, and just content in general, and become a part of the community that we are building here. Yo, like I always say, life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace.
De la vida que nadie puede explicar, de dónde viene la tierra y hasta qué hondo llega el mar, tu cariño y tu cara, tu cuerpo y tu alma, de dónde viene a dónde va. Es una magia de verdad, el misterio de la humanidad y que nos da oportunidad. Eso magia de verdad, el misterio de la humanidad que nos da oportunidad.
G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valaverse and NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set Action Figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nice, yeah, you might wanna subscribe, Action